Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Coach Harbaugh's Monday availability. We'll go ahead and open it up to Coach.
Okay, good to have everybody with us. Really appreciate you being here. I'm gonna try to flip this view so I can see you guys. There we go. Okay. A great win. We have a quick turnaround. We have a team, just watching them on tape, is playing absolutely as well as anybody in the league has all year. And so we have our hands full. It's be a short week schedule for us, and we're just really going to work on that right now. So that's where we're at. What questions do you have?
We'll go ahead and open it up to Dave Ginsburg.
Hi, John. I know you're heading to the road again, but no one in NFL history has won more road games than you have. You have 8 road wins. Could you just tell us whether are you proud of that record? How does it come about, and what makes your team so good playing away from home in the postseason?
Well, I mean, we've had a lot of road games. That's probably where it starts, and we had a good run there for a number of years, winning those games. Haven't this one's been a long time coming, this last one. So I don't know that we have any answers on that really. Per se, I think our guys just play well. Our guys have played well on the road all year and for a couple of years. This specific group has really done a great job of playing on the road anyway. In the regular season. So they just played a good football game. Our guys are ready. They overcame adversity. They played a great game. As far as being proud of it and all that, I'm proud. Yeah, I'm proud for the guys. I'm proud. Tom Landry and Tom Coughlin, right? I mean, those are 2 great coaches. I didn't really know that until my dad told me about it last night. He was fired up. So it was neat in that respect. But really, it's the players. They played great on the road really all year, and we're on the road, so we got to keep doing it.
We'll go to Stan Charles.
Coach, congratulations on the big win. Wanted to ask you about 2 players in particular and their impact on yesterday's game. Jimmy Smith and the job that he did, and Pernell McVie.
Right, boy. Thanks, Stan. And I'll tell you, those are the 2 of the guys to pick out for sure. Jimmy coming off really a very painful injury that he had, and it's healing well, but he fought through some pain out there, did a great job with it, played well, covered extremely well, played hard. It was big for us to be able to put him out there into the mix at corner. And then Pernell, boy, he set the edge. He was a physical force out there. He was a dominating presence, setting the edge and coming off blocks and making tackles off the edge. I thought Pernell had his best game of the year, along with a lot of other guys. But all those outside backers, as we mentioned last night, did a really good job.
Jamison Hensley.
Hey, John. First, like the mask, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. Another one. I've been asked about this. The company's called Route One.
Oh, yes. I'm familiar with that.
Out there, so, yeah.
Wanted to ask you about Marcus Peters. Obviously he makes these game-changing plays, but he's very unpredictable. You don't know what's going to follow it sometimes. Sometimes he's hopping in Buffalo, shotgunning a beer after a play, or running onto the logo. How do you kind of deal with a player who is very emotional and plays off the emotions, but you want to maybe not have too much emotions at some points?
Well, the main thing, Marcus is a guy that we have a great relationship. I like him and I love him, just really think he's genuine. He's as authentic as it gets, and that's what you appreciate about anybody, and especially someone like Marcus. And he's got a heart of gold. He really matters to him. He really cares. I think it shows. He's an emotional guy, no question about that. And like all of us, he works to be the best he can be. And we're all growing and stuff like that. But I just like him personally, and I like the way he plays, and I like his heart. So the other, as far as whether you draw the line and all that, that's something that individual people have to learn for themselves, and we all have that, and just from a coach's standpoint, I'm not interested really. I'm not a big fan of the penalties. That's not something we talk about that all the time. We never want to hurt our team and put them in position and put them 15 yards back, unnecessarily. So that's the main thing that we talk about.
Jonas Schaefer.
Hey, John. This ultimately didn't affect the outcome of the game last year, but in talking to some players after that game in Buffalo, there were some concerns about what the defensive line was doing holding-wise with the pulling action that you guys like to do. I think there was at least one flag called on them. With the offense you guys like to run, was that something you brought up with the NFL, and is it something you're concerned about this year?
You're talking about the defensive holding, keeping
Right.
keeping the linemen off the backers and all that.
Yeah, like guys like Makari weren't allowed to get to the second level.
Yeah, it's probably just better that I stay out of it, Jonas, right now publicly. It's not something. There's a lot of little things like that are really week to week things that they may or may not talk to the league about. Different teams have different ways of doing things. Probably just want to stay out of that conversation.
Jeff Sarebet.
John, I was just calling. Can you confirm that there was an NFL Network report that the Texans are interviewing David Culley? Are you aware of that, and can you confirm that?
I am. I heard that I was informed of that this morning. Talked to David about that, and David's focus obviously is he emphasized to me 100% on this team and this game, and that's where he's spending all his time today and going forward this week. But he is excited about it. It's obviously it's a great job. It's a great opportunity there, and they've got a heck of an organization. And I do believe that David Culley would be a tremendous hire for any team, and maybe especially the Texans with Deshaun Watson. So yeah, I'm really excited for him and everything. But I would say, our focus definitely is staying on the Bills.
Todd Karpovich.
Hi, Coach. How you doing? Any concerns about working on sort of a short week here, having to play on Saturday, or are you pretty okay with it considering what you've dealt with all season?
Right. Well, it's just part of how the playoffs work. It's something that you just know is a possibility depending on how it shakes out with the seeding and all that. So you just don't worry about it. We have had, as you know, Todd, I think you're referring to the number of short weeks that we had in a row there. So we're ready. We have a plan. We have our pace on that, and we'll be ready to go on Saturday night.
Childs Walker.
Yeah, hey John. As we start to talk about the Bills, obviously they throw to Stefon Diggs a ton, and he found a way to keep being more and more productive as the season went along, even though everybody knew they were going to throw it to him. When you watch him on tape, why is he able to do that? I mean, what really jumps out?
Oh, he's just really good. I mean, that's the thing. He's just really, really, really good at what he does. That's probably where it starts. He's fast. He can run routes. He's not just a deep guy or a crossing route guy. He can run all the stop, return routes. They target him on every kind of route. He's got a nice supporting cast around him, and it's a good group of receivers, an emerging tight end threat, and good running backs to go with, obviously, Josh Allen. So, and he can make all those throws, and he does a great job of standing in the pocket. He extends. He runs out right and left, makes throws, and he takes off running right, left, or middle. So I think it's the combination of their team. We're very well coached, obviously, creative. Sean McDermott does a great job. I think that they know what they're doing, and they play good fundamental football. And it's built around Josh for sure, but Stefon is a big part of it. He's a threat in a lot of different kind of ways. Probably the versatility and the talent are probably the two things that jump out.
Bo Smolka.
Hey, John, congrats on the win. I don't think you were asked about this yesterday, and I'm sorry if you were, but I'm curious, what went into the decision-making? About 4 minutes left, you have 4th and 2, you're up 4, and you keep Justin Tucker on the sideline, decided to play for the first down there.
Yeah, we thought we had a chance there to get it. That was the biggest thing, and we felt like, I think it would have been a 7-point lead. Am I right about that, Bo?
You were up 4 at the time. Right.
So if we kick it right there at 7, which is
right.
what we ended up doing with the penalty. But I just felt like with that, their offense and our offense, and I thought we were going pretty good. Felt like we had a good play call. We have a real good chance to get it, which we ultimately did, except we got it called back. And the idea of going up. Taking more time off the clock and getting 7, or taking more time off the clock and still getting the 3 was really, really appealing at that time. 4 minutes is a long time. So that was the thought on it. It was pretty aggressive, and I thought it was the right call.
Aaron Kasanitz.
Hey, John, you and the Bills both obviously took quarterbacks in the first round of that 2018 draft. Do you remember at all? Did you study Josh Allen much or think about him much coming out? And what do you kind of think of his sort of the way he's blossomed this year?
Yeah, watched him a lot actually, and he's a guy that most of us here really, really liked, and just the arm talent and the ability to the athleticism and the strength. You know, he's just a big, strong guy. And then you heard about his story. I really liked his story, what he overcame to get to where he was at. Kind of came up the hard road, and underestimated road. We always kind of like those kind of guys for sure. But and had a chance to talk to him a few times outside of football, at least one time outside of football, and since he's been with the Bills, I just think he's a great guy. He's just a great guy, great young man, tough competitor, man. This guy is a real competitor. So yeah, we did look at him and we really liked him.
Daniel Oyefusi.
Hey, John, I know you said that obviously you don't want the taunting penalty for the logo stuff, but in talking with players, it seemed like they really took to heart kind of the Week 11 pregame confrontation with some of the Titans players. And, all that was kind of in defense of you. As a coach, do you have a greater level of understanding or appreciation knowing that your players kind of did that for you?
Yeah, that's a fair observation, Daniel. It's not something we've talked about. We didn't talk about it all week. I never brought it up in a team meeting or anything like that, and really not since it happened, not even after the game. But the fact that the guys, I just think there's it's a very connected team. It's a team that really cares about one another. They have a real strong faith, and faith is the most powerful thing there is. There's great power in faith and belief and trust, and these guys have that, so. If that's part of it, then that's part of it. But we all make our choices and we all live with our choices and stand by them. So, am I upset? Are you asking me if I'm upset about it? No, I'm not upset about it. I'm looking at the Bills right now and we're moving forward. And I love our guys' heart. I love their energy. I love their spirit. I love what they're all about. I love their character. So, that's the premise and the principle that I understand about these guys. So. That's what we're going with.
We'll go to Cliff Brown.
Yeah, Coach, could you talk a little bit about Pat Ricard as far as, it seems like he's the type of guy, no matter what you guys ask him to do, he kind of finds a way to do it, and how big that was for him to get involved in that drive in the second half as a receiver.
Yeah, it's a great point. It really is. He's we have an award called the Brown Shirt Award for the guy that does the dirty work and the tough jobs, and he's definitely been a winner of that every year. And he does that, and he's a physical player. No opponents and coaches respect him. And I thought it was a great job by Coach Roman. Now, Pat can catch the ball, and he can catch it and get upfield, as everybody saw. He's done it before, but that's something that the way they were playing the defense, that area of the field became an opportunity for us. I thought coaches did a great job of recognizing that and getting him in. We've had those plays in. They're part of the offense, and getting to those plays, and then, of course, Lamar and Pat executing them. That was huge for us. I mean, those are big plays for us in the game.
We'll go to Luke Jones.
Hey, John, you always talk about the importance of every play, and there was quite a bit of game left, but the final play of the first quarter, you're in a 3rd and 7, you're down 10. How impressive was that connection from Lamar to Mark Andrews, not just in terms of the significance of it, but also the degree of difficulty?
The early one rolling to the right on the sideline?
Yeah, on the sideline for 17, yeah.
Yeah, that was about as good a play as you're ever going to see. I mean, that's a hard throw to make, full speed to your right. A lot of times that throw will sail right out of bounds, right? So Lamar's got a really great ability to get himself squared up and get the ball on target on the move. And that's something he does it both ways, left and right. And then Mark, to understand the situation, to time it up the right way on the scramble drill, get back downhill, and to make that catch with the guy draped all over him and stay in bounds. That was, you're right, that was a kind of a turning point. We needed that to keep things going because we really hadn't done anything up to that point. So those two guys making that play, and that's what it was, two guys making a play, was huge for us.
We'll go to Sean Stepner.
Hey, Coach, regarding yesterday, we obviously talked to you right after the big win and all the emotion involved, and you said it may be, the best win you've ever been associated with. Given that and everything that was involved in yesterday's win, how much, and knowing we're looking forward to Buffalo, but how much did you actually, kind of think about that game and everything that went into it, maybe last night or on the way back before you kind of turned the page to the Bills?
Right. Probably like anybody would, just I haven't really like tried to sort it all out yet. I don't know if I will, but just the experience of it. I think the experience of this whole 2020 year, and our individual experience with it as a team going back to last year, and the playoff loss and the different things we went through. I think collectively as a team, that's our shared experience as a football team, and our fans are a part of that too. Yeah, I just think it's worth just kind of dwelling on a little bit. But right now, we just don't have time to do it. So I did it, and I was talking to my wife and daughter about it a little bit last night, and we moved on. We had a show to watch, and then after that, we just get ready for the Bills.
Take a couple more here for Coach Ryan. Me.
Yeah, Coach, the way the defense is playing as a whole, do you get the sense that, every game stands on its own, but that this unit's playing with a lot of confidence and kind of getting things rolling, playing together?
I do see that. I just feel like as you're saying, playing together, communication has been excellent. I think our coaches, of course, Don and Joe Cullen and Chris and Mike and Drew and all of our coaches have done a great job of making sure we're on the same page. And our players have done that too. We've really worked on it in practice. Communication is everything, especially in our system. So they've done a great job of that. And then to see the way we played our technique, the way we played with our eyes, our hands, our feet, our spacing, all that was really, really impressive in the game.
Go back to Dave Ginsburg.
Hey, John, you talked a little bit about Derek Wolfe and his leadership, but and he talked to us yesterday about how excited he was to be playing on a winning team. Did you get that feeling of just how happy he is to be part of this thing, coming from a bad team in Denver to a winner here and a bunch of guys that he really respects and loves?
Right. Right. Yeah. I think there are a lot of positives in Denver too, but as we've had different conversations. But no, he's been great. You're exactly right. He's just in a great place. And I know he's a great fit here, and I know he understands that he's a great fit here. He's a guy that really, we tried to get here in the draft, and he did his visit. And I remember because we were talking about Cincinnati, my wife graduated from there, and so we kind of had that in common. I coached there, and then when he came for his visit, we really hit it off. And I think we both thought it was going to happen. And in the back of my mind, after you watch him all those years, I was always kind of hoping we'd get him here. And I just credit Eric for getting that done. Ultimately, and you see what a great fit he is. So he's just done a great job. And yeah, it's good to hear that. You always appreciate that when players feel that way.
Go to Jonas Schaefer.
Hey, John, looking at, some of the analytics, you guys are still number one in the NFL in blitz rate. And it's, not as aggressive as it was last year, but I think, you guys have done well without blitzing. I know you want your defense to be in a kind of aggressive, attacking mindset, but with how, maybe you throttled it back a little bit in the second half Sunday and still got the pressure that you did and still had great coverage that you did. What does that mean for the versatility of this defense and what it can do going forward?
Versatility is a great point. I think that's true. And, we've got guys that can get to the quarterback. We got Matt, of course, has always done a good job and gets there and got there in the game. And Jan did a great job. He brings it. He's always a major threat, rushing the passer. He's doing also both. Everybody. I think the key for those guys is to be able to play it all. That's kind of how we're built. So, rush the passer, set the edge, stop the run, play the crack sweep, run to the ball, drop, understand the zone and the man drops. We did a lot of that yesterday too, where we would bring a linebacker and drop both ends, things like that.
Coach, I think you're muted.
Did I get muted there somehow?
Yeah, we cut off about 15 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. Did I say anything worthwhile while I was muted?
We'll go to Jamison Hensley.
John, with Lamar, yesterday falling behind, in the first quarter, 10-0, a similar script to maybe the past couple of postseason games. A lot of young quarterbacks might have not been able, haven't happened to have again, might not have been able to bounce back. What does it say about Lamar and maybe his development and growth to face a similar situation and this time kind of lead the team back?
Yeah, it says a lot. I mean, it's just his character and his competitiveness and his mental toughness, and of course his ability to play the game. So it says everything. It's one of those things that kind of Sean's talking about. I just feel like one of those things that are worth considering. I don't know how to express it right now. I'll leave that to you guys, but I agree with that.
We'll take two more here. Jeff Cerebet.
John, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday was the first game where everybody, there's kind of no injury inactives. They were all kind of healthy guys. How did you get out of that game health-wise, and how are you shaping up for, Saturday?
Right. We got out of it well. There was nothing out of there that looks like it's major, and everything looks like we should have everybody. We should have everybody for next week. So hopefully, you don't know for sure. That can always change, but we're looking good right now.
We'll close it out here with Donna Jean.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations. Thank you from everyone in Baltimore. I know you're smiling big under that mask. For an 8:15 night game, how does that affect the energy of the team waiting around all day, especially in cold Buffalo, as opposed to a 1 o'clock game?
Oh, it's different. We try to pace ourselves and understand what time we're playing, and we'll do a few things during the week and with our travel to kind of accommodate that. But it's not going to be. Guys love playing at night too. They love playing at 1, and they love playing at night. So it's all eyes are on you at night a little bit, and it's playoffs and divisional round. You're playing a great football team in a great venue. So we're excited about it. We'd play it at any time.
Thanks.
That's a good question. There are factors there that come into play.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being on. We'll see you.
To the